welcome to the stream. We made it. One of these days, sorry, that was Max. One of these days we're gonna have an intro for these beautiful people. As soon as we get some art done. I don't think we have any special announcements. Did you make your special announcement on Numenera last night? Excellent.
I did.
I was so excited to see that. That was so cool.
Oh, big same, yeah.
Yeah, that was so neat. Extra Life's coming up. Is anybody here doing Extra Life? I think I really want to get in, but I might be too late. I don't know if they'll let me in. We'll see. I know a guy. I could probably talk to somebody. I'm not tired of making this joke. It's fine. Yes, the partnership with Monty Cook, Fellowship of the Tables. Aside from that, I think that we might be ready for an in-character recap. Sweet Devereaux, could we borrow you for a minute?
Oh, I think Finley was going to do it.
No,
That's
Finley!
okay.
No. We agreed. This is my fault. I'm sorry. Having a, what's his name moment? The guy who always gets everything wrong on national TV.
Eva. You're having an Eva moment.
Oh. That too. Finley, dear. Would you be so kind as to tell us what happened last time on the Sunday stream, which is now going to be known as Death's Keepers?
Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Hello, dear listeners. Please grab your tea, cuddle up in your blankets, and settle in for a story. We awoke in the northern town of Honolulu to find it dusted with I believe it's a spring snow. After breakfast, I enjoyed a bit of serious and fervent prayer, whilst our dear Devereaux and our dear Echo rallied the town's children in what I believe was called tactical maneuvers, otherwise known as a snowball fight. After a quick chat with Zytharia, I felt obliged to show Echo a lesson on leaving one's flank exposed. Our dear Kiri patched things up after things got a bit out of hand, but the tavern keeper shut it down, so we decided to put in a proper day's work. Kiri and Devereaux had heard of undead up north, and Echo received information from somewhere that there could be Dawn War items in the same area. And what's the Dawn War, you might be asking? Well, that's a good tale, but for another time. Between Echo's good questions and Devereaux's good map making, we found our way there. So, no shit, there we were. The 4 of us against 20 skeletons and a very large giant skeleton. Being, I believe, the literal skeleton of a giant. Of course, there's always a damn necromancer behind these things, and Echo, true as an arrow, sought him out directly. Speaking of arrows, I could stop and admire them for long, but Devereaux has quite a way with their bow, and handily stood against the skeleton onslaught. I think onslaught is a good word there. Kiri, brave, selfless Kiri, facing down the giant. Echo moved like the wind, fighting like a dancing breeze I could hardly keep my eye on. Devereaux was like a storm, constant and true, driving them back. But Kiri fought like a song, a one-person symphony of magic and blade, crescendo cut short by a terrible blow. Brave, selfless Echo rushed to their side, also to be cut down. Devereaux, steadfast Devereaux, with her bone-shattering bow, felled the giant. I would have loved to see how they healed Echo. Healing magic can be quite beautiful, but I was asking Kiri to stay. I don't know what they saw. Death has many doors and many faces, but in the end they came back to us. They breathe once more. Echo has awoken. I sit in the snow between them, having watched Devereaux leave on their own to finish the necromancer. This is how the story ends. Not with an ending, but with a beginning, as all good stories do.
Oh my god! That was amazing. Thank you, Finley. That was quite a special treat.
Thank you. Finley's gonna call it a day now. Head out.
All right, nice work. See you next week.
Stream over.
Which brings us to the genesis of this session, the beginning. Kiri still lays in the snow. Kiri, you don't necessarily feel cold. You just are kind of aware of a cool sensation within you. It's a comfort, though, if anything. Finley's above you, and you see the beautiful white powder has been stained with your blood, Echo's blood. It's a gruesome sight. But you are alone, having defeated your enemy. What would you like to do?
Oh dear. Probably continue to lay in the snow and move as little as possible.
Finley, what did you roll for
7.
7 hit points?
Like 4 and 3.
Oh gosh, that got really serious.
Oh wait, do I have 7 hit points?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's 7 whole times better than the 1 I had. I'm up to 8 now. So fancy.
The rest of you, what would you like to do?
Finley will reach out for probably towards Kiri's cheek, and then hesitate, and then drop it down to pick up the necklace part of whatever was attached to the now gone diamond, and maybe reach a hand out to Echo as well.
You still have the pile of jewelry that's sort of scattered about everywhere. Various gems and precious metals.
Oh, I've not forgot. We're getting to that in a minute, too.
Okay. Okay.
Ugh.
You all right?
Yeah. How's Kiri? Your silence is deafening.
I'm not dead anymore.
Okay, good.
We're fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. She'll reach, before she gathers her things, she'll reach into a pouch and pull out a flask and offer it around.
I'll take the flask. Just take it really quick.
It burns.
Okay.
It's not good, but it burns.
Oh, that... It's perfect. Prop myself up on my sword, get myself to a standing position, and start looking around. Where did Devereaux go?
They went off to the necromancer. I haven't heard anything since. I'll point in the direction they went. I don't... Can we see around the...
Make a perception
It
check.
seemed... In 14.
Yeah, you can see Devereaux just off. Devereaux, where would you be at this point? Are you still off with the necromancer? Whom you have
What-
just slain?
Off with the necromancer sounds
It
so
does.
personal.
It does.
But I'm probably stalking towards the now lifeless body through the snow.
That's what you see, Finley.
Look, they're just there. They're still standing. This is good.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking over.
Go ahead.
Finley will nudge Kiri as she gathers her stuff. Come on, if you're not dead, I guess you're alive. And my arse is getting cold in the snow, so we must be getting on.
Yeah, might need a little help though.
She'll offer her arm.
Yeah, sure. Get up, sort of lean on Finley at the moment for any walking that needs to be done. And when the flask does get to me, I will definitely take a few very large gulps, drinking straight through the burn.
Oof, it warms you. Deborah, what are you doing with this corpse?
As I walk over to the body, he collapsed face first, right?
He did.
All right. I'm just gonna use my foot to turn him over in the snow.
His lips have
Get a better look.
His lips have already turned blue. He is human male, in his late 40s, has a scar down his cheek. One eye, you look closely to actually the one eye looks like the left eye is fake. It's a glass eye. He's wearing dark robes that are sort of tattered, like they were once very nice, but have fallen into disrepair due to neglect. You also notice that he has sort of like a strap underneath the cloak that has sort of fallen open. There's a strap that he has 2 sets of books on either one of his sides.
I am not above pilfering, so I will see what the books are.
Okay. Why don't you make a investigation check as well? You've already found these 2 books, so those things are set in stone. But why don't you roll investigation to see what else you can see?
16?
Okay. You also find 30 gold on his person, 30 gold and 12 silver. You find he's got the helm that he was wearing. It's kind of askew and it's landed in the snow now, just by his head. You find 3 potions of healing. And a bag with various sort of bones and teeth and dirt that look like maybe spell components. In addition to those books. If you open up the books, let's see which one you open first. Hold on. Okay. The first one you open, if you open the first page, it just says the word Tovar. Tohvar. Might appear to be a place where someone would put a name. And as you begin to skip through, this definitely reads somewhere between a diary and a scientific journal. But something catches your eye very quickly. This journal is dedicated to someone. It's dedicated to the Mad Lich King. This man was apparently a large fan and was trying to gain the attention of the notorious Lich. If you skip to the last page, you'll see that it was his hope that if he raised a large enough undead army that the Mad Lich King would come and recruit him. The other book is a spell book.
Okay.
It as someone of a spellcaster, you recognize that it is a spell book, but since it's a wizard's spell book, it's plenty of arcane sigils. You're not a studied wizard. You do feel a little like you aren't able to understand a lot of what's written.
I mean, I'll take them, but I just kind of I'm just kind of standing there reading through everything. Echo, you were heading this way?
Yeah. As I approach Devereaux, I don't hear any fighting. I assume you're okay.
I look over my shoulder to you. Yeah. Yeah. He didn't put up much fight.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm not sure about... Did you see the headpiece?
Yeah, it's over in the snow, and I just kind of point with my free hand.
Okay, I think that was giving the big one most of its power. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd be careful with that one.
Okay.
What a douche.
By the way, Devereaux, the synopsis I gave you was a very light skim of this book. There's a lot more to be learned here, if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his wagon?
Probably.
You checked it yet?
No, not yet. Echo, I'm not really familiar with... What do you do with a necromancer's body?
Ooh. I've always thought that you kind of burn them, make them unusable for future necromancers to use.
Okay.
See, I'm just not sure.
Are we close enough by then to
Oh, yeah.
be... I think we should burn them all. Honestly. And I'm now within 30 feet of everyone, right? I'd like to cast Detect Evil and Good.
You see nothing.
I should see something.
What?
Curious Fae, right?
Not by definition. Curious
Okay.
humanoid by definition.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's not what I was looking for, but that's still good.
Okay, so I guess pile the bodies. Did anyone see any sort of like, is this the place where the artifacts from the Dawn War might have been located? Do we need to do more searching? And while I say that, I'm also like just taking a cursory look around, just very light. Like, do I notice anything?
You're taking a look around. The only thing that you haven't explored is the wagon. Aside from the wagon, this covered wagon, you see the 2 horses that he had. You also see a tent that he had erected with a fire pit in front of it. You see that this is essentially a ruin. Make an intelligence check.
Okay. That is a... Hold on. That's a 6.
It looks pretty empty.
Okay.
I really hate doing this. It always gives me a headache. But I'd like to detect magic.
What's
I'll
the
switch
range?
over from Lord. I think it's 30 feet, but I'm happy to wander around.
Yeah. But it does last for a minute?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10.
Okay. I knew there was a 10 in here somewhere. I was like, is it 1,000
Yes.
feet? Okay. You catch sense that the spell book is magical. The helm that he was wearing is magical. There's a lot coming from the wagon and the tent. And you can always walk around. If you would like to explore those first and then walk around, or walk around and then what would you like to do?
I will point out the wagon and the tent. Feel a bit like maybe what we're looking for, or of interest, one way or another. But I'll be wandering around, seeing if I get a sense of anything else elsewhere before it wears off.
Okay. You begin making sort of like rounds, essentially widening your circle. And you get the sense that there are about five magical things that you pick up that seem to be buried pretty deeply into the snow.
I'd like to mark them.
Okay. Easy enough.
As Finley starts walking around, and as Echo is just looking, I close the book and stow it in my hip bag, and I look at Echo. Are you expecting to find something just by scanning the snow?
I don't know what I was expecting. I'm still a little out of it. But here, I can get the pile ready, if you're willing to look.
All right.
And I will start bringing the skeletons to the giant, because I'm not interested in moving the giant skeleton.
Sure. Definitely. Easy enough for you to do. Can you roll a medicine check for me?
Is this me?
Yes, you, Echo.
Plus 3, 10.
These seem very old. Like, the bones are so brittle that they almost fall apart in your hands.
Oh.
These have to be hundreds or maybe thousands of years old.
Is the giant skeleton the same?
Not as old.
Okay.
As Echo's setting about that, and after Echo mentions still being out of it, that kind of jars me for a moment, and I snap and look at Kiri. And I will rush over to Kiri and give a big ol' hug to my best friend. You're okay.
I definitely hugging back for sure. Yeah. Now I am, I think.
I'll kind of pull back for a moment. I'm sorry. I wasn't fast enough.
Dev, I don't think you have anything to be sorry for.
Well, just try to be more careful, right?
I'll try.
Do you want to help me look through the wagon?
Yeah, sure. Here, actually, give me 1 minute first.
Yeah.
I will walk with Dev over to the wagon. And are there horses attached to the wagon?
Yes.
All right. Then I will go up to the horses, and I am going to cast. Do I have Speak with Animals? I think I do, but I have not checked my spells in a while. I do have Speak with Animals. So, okay, I'm going to sort of slowly, very much trying to make them aware that I'm not a threat, approach, and then I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Never roleplayed as a horse before, but here we go.
What do you mean? You play Red all the time.
That's different. She's not really a horse. These are very simple creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't speak in words so much as they give images and thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What would you like to say to them?
The one who drives the wagon is gone. Would you like to be let go here, or would you prefer if we brought you back to the city, to a stable?
You get the sense that they would like to be in a stable where they are warm and have food.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we need to be here for a little while longer, but we'll bring you back to the city with us. Is that okay?
You get an affirmation.
Sure. I will begin decoupling them from the wagon. Just, if we have an understanding, I assume they're going to hang out and
Yeah, sure.
stuff like that.
Devereaux, can you make sure you mark those potions of healings with an asterisk for me? So I know where you got them? Don't think too much about it.
Sure. I'm just kind of I've climbed up in the wagon, and while Kiri's talking to the horses, I'm just kind of leaning out the front of the covered wagon just to be nearby, and then
Sure. Has anybody gone inside of the wagon?
I just did.
Oh, I'm so
Like
sorry.
I climbed up and like crawled through to the front and like popped out the front of the cover.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because as soon as you open up the covered wagon, you have to cover your nose because it's full of dead bodies.
Oh, then no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I open it, but I don't crawl through it.
Yes, it's full of dead bodies.
Shut the cover.
Yep.
We're gonna want to burn the wagon. Ugh.
Dare I ask why?
There are more skeletons?
It's worse.
Multiple skeletons?
Much worse.
I'm heading over and just peeling
Juicy
back.
skeletons.
Oh,
Juicy skeleton.
ooh, okay. So we got 2 fires going later. Okay. I am gonna need help with Mr. Control skeletons here. Not as easy to lift.
I'll help after I've finished marking the buried
Okay.
things.
Buried treasure.
Yes.
Okay. And once that's over, I'm gonna use my flint. Start. Yeah.
Your 2 piles go up in flames.
All right. Priority number 1 over. I think. Finley, you marked down some spots.
Oh yes, I cannot wait to, dig through hard, snowy ground to see what we found.
Okay.
You would find, okay, never mind. Y'all haven't gone exploring anywhere else, so I won't tell you what we find.
After the cart's wagon's set ablaze, I suppose we should check out the tent too, huh?
How large is the tent?
Pretty large, maybe like a 5 or 6 person tent. A large enough for you to walk in and stand underneath.
I would love to go in and stand underneath.
Okay. You walk in. This one is not full of bodies too. This one
Glass.
looks like has been lived in for a couple days, maybe a week or more. There are 2 shovels, a pickaxe, things that you might use to dig up graves. I got a nice carpet in here, a writing desk, like a cot in the corner. Some papers that are lingering on the desk. Writing. You see what you would Finley recognize as a very lovely writing desk, sort of like a portable writing desk, essentially, like almost like a calligraphy kit.
I would like to investigate the paperwork and the desk situation.
Okay. Roll investigation.
22.
Okay, solid. You sort of. You mind if I narrate Finley sitting down at the desk to sort of go through? There are plenty of letters in front of you. The first one that you see is half written, sort of as if maybe he got distracted while he was writing it. And it is a petition to the Empire to release documentation on the Massier family. Specifically ancient Massier lore, or ancient Massier information, specifically relating to Xandarian Massier. It starts to get a little threatening towards the end, and then it cuts off abruptly.
And given Finley's position, she would recognize why that would be a logical petition to be made? Or no?
As in, does Finley know that Xandaria?
Yes.
Yeah. Make a history check with advantage. Let's see if she knows.
18.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was a very famous necromancer. Or, she was very famous and also a necromancer. She was not infamous for being a necromancer. Other letters you see are, essentially you catch some eviction notices, specifically from Wolfcrest. A letter of banishment that this person is no longer allowed in Wolfcrest for the crime of necromancy. It reads that if this person is ever found in the province of Wolfcrest, that the Grand Mistress, Adelaide Wolfwood, has given her constituents permission to kill him on sight. You also find a stack of 10 missing persons letters.
How many
Devereaux?
bodies are in the cart?
Yeah.
How many bodies are in the cart? 10.
Eh. What is it, Finley?
How many bodies would you say were in the cart?
Too many.
Are they all from Wolfcrest?
It's hard to tell, well, actually, that's not fair. A missing persons report would have where they are from. They're from
The
various,
report's not the bodies.
Yeah, they're from various places. I would say 6 or 7 are from Wolfcrest. Several others are from cities outside of Wolfcrest, all along the White Road.
And is there anything tying them to, like, are they all of the same age, all of the same...
Nope, just missing persons reports. Nothing really too much in common. They were all adults, as if that makes it any better.
Thank you.
Yeah. all adults, humanoid races, missed by somebody.
Well, I think we found some answers for some folk. Perhaps.
What makes you say that?
Oh wait,
I'll
Echo,
just...
are you in there?
I assumed so.
Oh, okay. Can you make a history check with advantage for me?
I was just gonna hand over the missing persons leaflets.
13.
I'm gonna message you.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm handing over the leaflets, but I will hold on to the petition. Does it say who he was petitioning?
We lost you a little bit.
Like the actual empire,
He
or like
is-
another organization?
No.
Oh,
Actually, he would have addressed this to the keeper of, like, essentially, I forget what their title is going to be, but essentially the keeper of history within there's like a person who's responsible for the history of the crown. The crown historian, if you will.
Finley, do you mind if I hold on to these?
no, I suppose that's all right.
I just think my contact or the artifacts might want to know something about these missing persons.
Perhaps get closer to their families.
Exactly.
Or...
Exactly. They'd be able to find the right avenues to inform. What else? What else is there?
Finley, do you show him the letter to the crown?
I won't hand that over, but I will say that it seems our necromancer was a bit of a... I don't want to say fanatic, because they all are, you know.
Oh.
But more of a political activist than I would have pegged him for. Trying to... You know how hard it is to get the crown to admit to anything, but he had some grand designs. I don't think we're going to go anywhere. Imagine. Believe they'd own up to anything in their past.
I see. Oh, that's interesting. I did say he had plans and we were in the way. Oh.
I didn't see anything grand scale, more of a, you know, well, it was a petition. It wasn't like, oh, I'm building an army to do whatever. You know, I'm not going to go dancing around the woods with my skeletons or anything. It was just, please admit you've done the wrong things in your past. Please acknowledge any of your, you know, discretions.
I see.
Well, I kind of pipe up. Well, he kept that more close to his person, and I pull out the book that he had on his inside of his cloak. I guess according to his diary, he was trying to attract the attention of Mad Lich King. Yeah.
Is there a single necromancer that isn't extremely, obscenely pathetic.
I can maybe think of one.
Okay, I have questions, first of all. But second of all, what's in the book?
Well, I figured it was a little too heavy to start reading while we're out here in the woods, but I was gonna bring it back with me.
That's a good idea. You know, that or burn it.
Well, probably, but after we at least make sure there's nothing more sinister in it.
Oh, I
No?
agree.
Can't learn from something if we just straight up burn it.
Could also give us some insight as to what he was planning, if there's anything that we need to take action on.
Oh, absolutely. What is it with this lot in books? Wasn't that your other problem, a missing book?
Are you asking me?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Echo, do you have a missing book? Is there something we need to talk about?
My missing book is the book that they're talking about.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And we're not really missing the book, it's just gone.
Well, it's somewhere. That you don't know where it is. Right? Alright, let's not discuss semantics. That's
Sure.
Yeah, it's too cold to concentrate.
yeah, the smell of the burning bones is sort of a let's have a better discussion location for this, I think.
Yeah. There's tools, so this should make us make our digging a little bit easier.
Take it
are
in
we
shifts.
digging? Why are we
Oh.
digging?
Oh yeah. Finley.
Yeah, there's stuff in the ground. Hopefully not more skeletons, but you know, one never knows till you dig it up.
I'm gonna grab a pickaxe. I can start.
I mean, we're here. We might as well look for some of those artifacts. There's nothing in the tent. Is there anything in the tent that looks artifact-ish?
You
Like
didn't
burn.
get any magic sense from in here.
Okay.
So I have a question real fast.
Okay.
Does radiant damage generate heat?
I also had that question. Thank you.
Why not?
Okay. Then also, for some additional context, the places that Finley marked out, those are just buried under snow, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, we might not need to dig. I have an idea, I think.
Oh.
Do love a
I
good
would like-
idea.
I would like to step outside and cast Moonbeam.
Oh.
So this lasts for 1 minute. It's a 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. There's 2d10 radiant damage. It lasts for a minute, and I can move it around on an action.
You know what? I really like this. Why don't you describe this for me?
So I basically will like walk out of the tent, sort of exhale a little bit, try and focus up, as I've never cast this spell before, because I've never found a reason to ever cast this spell before. But I just sort of just go a bit still and sort of reach out a little bit, almost like sort of beckoning or inviting something. And as I do, this sort of silvery beam of moonlight sort of descends down. It's hard to tell whether or not this particular beam is just really, really bright, or whether the surrounding area actually does become darker as a result of casting the spell. That much is unclear. I imagine if you looked real hard, you might be able to see the moon in the sky wherever it should be. But yeah, mostly it's just this sort of mobile column of translucent white light that I'm using to melt away the snow in the 5 areas that Finley marked out.
Definitely.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Do you believe I don't know what it is either?
With this, I'm sorry, I'm making sure I have all these stats right.
While you look at stats, I would like to,
Go ahead.
at their level, cast Bless on my party members. Because, you know, when we're investigating artifacts, I sort of feel like maybe it helps to have a little bit of an edge.
It does.
You didn't have to say it so definitively, that's ominous.
Okay. You... here it is.
And myself, because it's 3rd level.
Definitely. Okay. As Kiri has uncovered the sort of layers and layers of ice and snow, you find several more things as you kind of make your way over to the first pit that has been created by this moonbeam. You see that, Kira, I imagine that you would have done moonbeam until you could see some things and then moved it and...
Yeah, exactly.
As you head over to the first area, you see... You're maybe 5, 10 feet down. Somewhere between there, you see that layered underneath the ice and sediment and underbrush are several bodies, skeletons, remains that have been preserved over time. Preserved and maybe uncovered and preserved again. You see a couple of, in this one area you actually specifically see the corner of 2 large, what look like sealed tombs that have been made sort of with stone and earth. And you can see very, very clearly as if a magic user has created a tomb for this creature. And they are sealed with a jewel, each of them. One second. Make sure my mic is working. Can y'all hear me pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And at the bottom between these two, there are 2 sort of, let me describe this right. There are 2 long tombs, and between them lies a figure, a non-buried tomb, a non-buried body that is wrapped around a spear, as if it is holding on to it and passed it this way. This spear is rather large, made of some sort of metal, in a style that no one would recognize. It seems very old. Long metal, intricately forged at the end with a jewel. It's like made of silver, has dark sapphires on the filigreed surface of its polished head. That's what you see in this first area. Would anybody like to go down there?
Before anybody goes down, I would like to, without leaving as little time to react as possible, I would like to do 15 points of lay on hands into both Echo and Finley.
Finley and Echo, as this happens, you feel Kiri's cool touch on some place on your figure, on your person, and it's almost like when you've got an aching wound and someone places an ice pack on it. It's uncomfortable, but it does start to feel better pretty quickly.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiri.
Yeah. I feel better already. How much was that? 15 between us or 15 each?
15 each. I have 30 total points.
Great. Okay.
Finley looks significantly better.
Yeah. Same with Echo. Echo's no longer limping. Um, but yeah, I guess Echo would be the one would be able to retrieve the spear, or willing to retrieve the spear.
Yeah, sure. You pick it up. Do you speak Celestial?
I don't.
Actually, you know what? I think this would be written in Supernal, so you would be able to read it. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Written in Supernal is a ward against necromancy on these 2 tomes.
Okay.
So you're down here in this sort of pit that you've jumped into with the 2 tomes, the body that has been, lays between them holding a spear. What would you like to do?
Okay.
It's more of a skeleton at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I'm calling up. These tombs are protected against just. Did you say necromancy?
Undead, essentially necromancy.
Oh yeah. Okay. This tomb is protected against undead magic. It's kind of cool. Grabbing the spear, I guess. Can someone grab the? I'm gonna pass it up.
As you pick it up, the weapon feels insubstantial, as if you are clutching a cool, gently flowing breeze.
Ooh, I like that.
You pass it up and it kind of catches up on the air, almost like a paper kite. As you lift it up, it sort of flows in the wind, and then whoever can catch it.
I'm terrified to ask what you like down there.
Touch the spear.
I've
What's
heard
your-
that before. She'll reach out and
What's your passive perception, Echo?
16.
What's your passive investigation too?
10.
Okay, that's fine. You notice as you kind of look back down at the tombs, there are there's some things that have been scratched off of the tomb. Some characters.
Oh. I'm gonna assume that they are names. Okay. And as I pull myself up, someone scratched out the names. I don't know who they would have been, but someone took the care to ward them against undead.
really more people ought to.
Right? It would be so easy. Did you touch the spear?
Yeah, was I able to catch it?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay.
Reminds me of summer.
That's certainly a description for it. I've never felt anything like it.
How does that remind you of summer?
A cool breeze. I don't know. It's definitely doesn't remind me of winter.
Does anything about this item seem familiar, either magic-y or history? Like, does it fire any synapses?
Are you trained in Arcana?
I am surprisingly not.
I tell you what, I'll let you. You can roll an Arcana check if you'd like, because of your history with artifacts. Why don't you go ahead?
It's an 8.
Not ringing any bells. It looks very old.
Sure is a spear.
Definitely magical.
Let's try. Let's keep moving. I wanna see, get them all sort of together.
You head over to the next area that Kiri has carved out. There are 5, and they are sort of in a circle. The next one you find another sort of situation where it looks like someone has fallen and they have clutched something to their chest. So you can see the item through their skeleton. But you imagine anybody clearing this field when this happened might not have been able to see it. This is a dagger. You can hop down and a flint dagger. It is uncommonly sharp. And the handle is quite warm to the touch.
Does this one also have like a tomb thing or no?
No, not in this case.
Okay. This one's warm. This one, I'd be careful with this one.
I can send y'all some pictures.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be great.
Please.
It does not look like the same sort of like iconography as a spear.
No.
Okay.
This is this. Oh gosh, no, that's a copy of something else. Hold on. Never trust your copy paste. This is the spear.
Ooh, okay.
I'm sending this to just their chat, so I'm sorry, everybody else. This is the dagger. You notice has some intricate sort of gold filigree on the pommel,
Got it.
and that's what you found so far.
Fancy.
Yeah. Would you like to stay here or move on?
Yeah, keep moving, right?
Moving.
As we're kind of like going around, what kind of training did you do with Zytharia, Finley?
Well, I don't know, as you've noticed, but I'm a bit of a cleric.
Yeah, but don't clerics
Oh,
have,
you
like-
don't really know Zythara. She's a bit of a cleric, too.
don't clerics have like specialties or?
Oh, sure. You know, in our own way. There's a bit of overlap.
Okay.
Were you looking for a certain skill?
No, I mean, I don't know. I just have no idea why these weapons are. Some people died protecting these weapons, right?
It sure appears so.
I'd want to know what these weapons, these artifacts can do to make them so worthy of sacrificing one's life for.
Well, I don't know. These are not really the best conditions for me, I think. On the fly. After that whole Kiri died,
Yeah.
But I think, these are probably the Dunwar artifacts that were mentioned to you. And things were quite different back then. I'm probably romanticizing it. Everything just seems bigger, the magic, the people. But it was probably something that, I mean, we're not here looking for just somebody's pocket knife, people were heroes back then.
You make it sound like people aren't heroes now.
I mean, they are, but, everything's a bit shinier with a bit of age on it. Also, it was a time of fighting gods. Like, that's sort of different, I think. Do you know people fighting gods now?
Well, I mean, if they are, the stories haven't been written yet.
Do you think someone's fighting a god right now?
What? Well, I don't know.
Okay, well that's food for thought. But I just know, you know, Echo, haven't you ever wanted to fight for something bigger than yourself? Why not a spear or a fancy dagger? If it means something. I don't know what it means.
You find yourself above the next area, and this is, unlike the others, is very desolate. There are no bodies here, just the hilt, not the hilt, the end of a, what Deborah would recognize as a longbow. Sort of sticking up out of the snow. Who will get it?
Yeah, whose turn?
All right, if you're tired of it, Echo, I'm in pretty good shape. I can jump down the next couple of holes. I'll slide down into the hole, and you said it's sticking out of the snow?
Yeah, you have to pull it up a little bit. Make a quick strength check. The DC is very low. I just want to.
I want to shape water and change the form of the snow to just make it part from around the bow.
Easy enough. This bow is beautiful. It is intricately carved of some sort of maybe bone or white, very dense wood. The very center has a handle wrapped in ornate leather. There are 2 depictions of suns on either side of it, with elven, looks like an elven top half of a face carved on either side as well. I will send a picture to you all. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat.
Is this a longbow made for a person of average height?
It looks like a longbow made for a person of average height.
Well, and I just kind of like heave it and huck it up out.
You get the sense that you could technically use this thing.
Oh,
It's as big as you are, but you could still use it.
oh, that's a statement. Take a look at that one. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And I'll scramble up out of the hole. And just kinda...
I'll help Devereaux out of the hole.
Good friend.
Extend the
hand
hand.
in hand.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand. It's... And I hold it up next to my foot, just kind of matching my height. So, what do you think?
If you were going to wield this, that would be very intimidating, I will say.
Well, perfect.
Way to find Bozo.
Would you like to have...
Echo.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead, Finley.
I just realized that part of your question could have been answered by, now that we're not in the middle of a tavern, great room, and now that you've almost died, on this mission, you know, you probably know that, this, she'll tap the sword on her back, is sort of why I'm so partial to important items. Because that's sort of what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay.
It's very grim. I hadn't quite thought about it that I could end up like one of these folk. But I suppose that's true. Something to think about.
Would you, if push came to shove, would you throw yourself in front of the sword to protect it?
I mean, it's already on my back, so I'm sort of already in front of it, but yes.
No, you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I would.
What makes the sword so important?
Well, how much time do you have? It is... I was tasked by the Raven Queen to deliver it to its next wielder. For... I don't know. Upcoming troubles. Probably bigger troubles than we've already got. And it's my job to get it where it's going. It could be you. I haven't even asked.
Could be me.
I shake my head. I doubt it.
I mean, same. but it could. You never know.
I don't know. It didn't come with an instruction manual.
Did it come with a map? Or instructions? You're just so
I trust I'll know.
I see. I thought it was kind of like, okay, you just kind of go around handing it to people and then the sword will choose them.
I
right?
thought that too, and they laughed at me, so I don't think I'm supposed to do that.
It's like it's a secret quest, but in order to fulfill the quest, you need to make it not secret. At
Right.
least to some people.
Which is why I didn't want to tell you in the middle of the tavern. But
That's fair.
I'm telling you now because it's sort of important to know where I'm coming from in regards to what I'm doing. Devereaux and Kiri already know after our conversation with Scytharia, I believe. That's my recollection of how that conversation went. So, anyway, what's next?
Oh yeah, let's move on.
Oh, look in this hole.
This hole is very deep. Kira, you remember this because this took, you weren't sure if maybe Finley had marked the wrong spot or what had happened. However, this one is about 20 feet deep. So you do have to lower someone down.
I said I would go down the holes, and I meant it. And this is the perfect excuse for me to, and I reach on my side and pull out my rope of climbing. This is exactly what this is for. Holes. Someone hold on to this. And I just give someone the end of the rope.
Grab
I will
it.
hold on to the.
Oh, okay.
I'll hold on to the.
You want to
other
fight?
rope.
Who wants to hold it?
Power of friendship. We can hold it together.
We can't.
That's true.
True.
Well, now let me refamiliarize myself with how the rope works, but I think I just give it a command word and it starts knotting itself. And it will slither down the hole. Although I could just drop it down the hole because gravity does have to work, but it's more cool for it to just kind of crawl down the hole instead. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I'll start climbing down the hole.
You climb down this hole and it gets darker and darker as you make your way down. It's much colder here, past layers and layers and layers of not just ice either, but stone and other sediment. And as you get to the bottom, you see that there is a dark blade that is embedded in something. You see its handle. It's made of some strange geometric designs. Devereaux, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You can add a D4 to it. Saving throw?
As a bless.
Yes. Max. He's adding a nightmare.
So that's a 12 plus 1 minus 1 for 12.
You feel pulled to this blade, and there's a warmth sort of on your back, and that kind of creeps up your face. Is anybody watching, Devereaux? I need you to both
Yeah,
roll
we're all
perception.
kind of keeping an
You,
eye.
y'all just really you like hear me talking to myself as I'm climbing down the rope, and then the instant I get to the bottom, you hear me like, it's really cold down here and dark, and then it just goes quiet.
Finley and Echo. I kept staring at Eva like, what is Eva's character's name? But I realized I already said it. Finley and Echo, please make perception checks. And of course, Kiri, if you are watching, you may also make a perception check.
Okay.
That could be great, but I'll do it.
Bless doesn't work on skill checks.
It is.
Okay.
I think.
16.
I'm gonna take a picture really quick and send it.
It's a natural 20.
And of the +4.
Nice. No picture needed. I believe
Okay.
you. I believe you.
Okay.
Finley and Echo, or Finley, would you roll Alex, aka?
14 total.
Okay. You see some light down there, Kiri and Finley. What was your total?
16. 15.
Y'all both see some light sort of emanating from. You're not sure if it's from the item or from your friend, but Echo, you swear you see Devereaux's eyes turn white, bright white, as if there is a sun behind them. And for a split second, you have to blink. For a split second, you swear you see wings and a halo above, out of their back and above their head. And then it's gone. As you see Devereaux, if you don't mind me narrating this, Devereaux puts their hands around the blade. It is embedded. I'm gonna need you to make a strength check to try and pull it out.
It's stuck in earth.
It is.
I would like to make things easy for myself, if I may, and
You may.
use mold earth.
You may. It slides
I do.
right out. However, it is about the size of you. This is an enormous black blade. Let me take a picture and send it to you. I will send this to the general chat because I know that they're getting sad about not seeing all these things. This is an enormous black blade inscribed in with celestial markings, with a very cold sort of steel to it. It is unreasonably sharp. And as soon as you pick it up, that urge, that pull that you felt to it is gone. So you no longer feel any special connection to it.
How hefty is it?
It's somewhere between a longsword and a greatsword hefty.
Oh.
You imagine that if you were larger, you might be able to wield it, but it's a bit wieldy for you.
Yeah. All right, I'm coming back up, and I just grab the rope. Can y'all start pulling?
Devereaux, are you okay?
I just flop over with this unreasonably sharp blade. And look at this one. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Really something.
Kiri, did you see that?
A
Yes.
sword next to Devereaux.
Why don't you make another Arcana check for me, Eva, with advantage this time?
Oh, bless.
While that's happening, Devereaux, are you?
16. Thank you for the advantage.
Are you?
Huh?
Are you an angel?
No, I'm a halfling.
I
What
swear.
are you talking about? Man, you must have really lost a lot of blood. And I'm just gonna put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm gonna do another cure wounds on you because you obviously are having a hard time.
I guess.
Ooh, go ahead and get 10 back. As
Okay.
you feel that surge of warmth and energy come from me as my eyes will flash like that. Will change
Exactly
to that
like
blue
you
color
saw it,
again.
yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
you'll feel restored. Are you sure you're not tired?
I
You look tired.
I must be. I'll rub my eyes.
What was that total roll, Eva?
16.
Yeah, you've heard of these.
Oh no, what have I heard?
This is an Archeron blade. Is that how you say it? Archeron? Archeron?
I do now.
Acheron?
And what do I know about Archeron
Is
blades?
that-
What do I know about these blades?
Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. That's fine.
What don't I know about these blades?
Acheron. They are magic weapons that were wielded by Acherons, which are celestial. I think I got something mixed up. Hold on, I'm being corrected. Hold on. Wait, Acheron is a plane. I mean,
Archon?
Devereaux, that's quite the find. There's so much to tell you about that blade.
yeah, hold on.
I just need to gather my thoughts real quick because I'm just so surprised.
Is it Archon?
No, hold on.
Okay.
It's a celestial figure. Hold on. You know, this is what I get for getting my notes mixed up. It's fine. It's a very powerful blade, and these were wielded by celestial figures on the Dawn War. Archon. That's what they're called.
I'm gonna relay that information.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna just stare at Dev. Given our conversation, just
What?
nothing. I'm just tired.
Yes. Do you stare when you get tired?
No, not really. Not all the time. Sometimes.
Okay. Oh, don't worry. We'll head back. And you had a busy day. And where's that other hole? And I just like go wandering towards the other hole.
The final hole has a mound made of dirt or stone, and at the very top reads in supernal, protect my star. There seems to be something. Maybe you might. Yeah, that's all I'll say. It's a mound of stone that comes up and forms sort of like a top, and the very top of it reads, "Protect my star."
How far down this hole is it?
Maybe 15 feet.
I can take over again.
I don't know. I've been having fun with these ones, and like you said, you're tired. So
Sure. By all means.
rope, please. And I just hold the rope back out, and I'll climb down.
You find yourself down to the mound, and there you go.
Made of stone, huh? Well, let's see. What's the best way to attack this? Well, I could try opening it first and see how heavy it is.
There seems to be no opening. There's no top or lid. It's just a stone mound.
Oh, it's just a literal stone mound.
Yeah. Since it's 4:37, why don't we take a break and you can think about how you want to open this when we come back. All right, friends, we'll be right back. Get some.
Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's so
We're gonna be right back. I pushed the button too soon. Please get up, get some water, stretch, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Oh baby, I love your madness.
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devon Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar Coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Oh, some would say I'm insane in the right and the way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless. I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right and the way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.
Welcome back for the second half of Sunday Stream, which will further out be known as Death's Keepers.
DK.
So edgy.
Y'all have just found the fifth of Finley's marked spots, and it is quite a mystery. Deborah, what are you
So
gonna
I
do?
have-
Oh, sorry.
I have thoughts
Mm-hmm.
on how I'm going to approach this.
Okay.
Now, question.
Answer.
There is a bunch of ice and snow near me.
There is.
Good, good. So, with the Shape Water cantrip, I can cause water to form simple shapes and animate at my direction.
Mm-hmm.
My question I pose to you, good Dungeon Master, is snow and ice is composed of water.
Mm-hmm.
Can I animate it?
Sure.
Perfect. I would like to form a pry bar.
Okay.
out of the ice and snow and cause it to jab against. Is there any like seam on this? Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to have to approach this differently. I would like. Oh, Gesundheit. I would like to have the water spread out and seep through the cracks in the mound.
There's no cracks.
No cracks
Smooth,
either.
solid stone.
Does it sit on dirt?
It goes down further than the moonbeam has cleared the snow. So you're not sure.
I feel like I'm out of ideas already. And I thought I was going to be so smart. I'm just going to like. You said there was an inscription on the top. Is there like
Yes.
a gem or anything?
No, it's just an inscription.
God, goodness gracious. I'll just like put my hand on the slab
It's very
and
cold.
call up. This one's a little trickier.
How so?
I mean, it seems pretty tight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into this one.
Is there? Do you think there's room? Does it look like there's room down there for me to okay.
Yeah, the moonbeam is. How wide is the moonbeam, Alex?
Oh, it's big. Let me find out. I think it's 40-foot diameter.
Oh yeah, humongous.
Sure. Then I'll head down.
Yeah.
Oh no, 5-foot radius, 40 feet high. Okay.
So yeah,
With 10 feet.
10 feet wide. Yeah, you can fit down there.
Okay.
You see exactly as I've described, a mound. That very top comes to a bit of a cylinder. The top reads, "Protect my star."
Protect my star. Does it look like I can, remove or move the top at all?
You can try. Nothing happens.
Okay. What we've got here, the good old-fashioned riddle. Does it look like there's anything star symbology around this mound, on this mound? It's just the mound.
Just the mound.
Just the mound.
And there aren't any slots or anything else on the face of the stone?
Mm-mm.
Maybe we have to try and cast a protective spell over it.
Kappa, do you Kappa. Echo, do you still have that sword?
Which sword?
The unreasonably sharp one.
Oh. It's still up there, I think. I didn't bring it with me.
I will walk it down. Are you looking for the dagger or the really creepy sword?
Oh, the creepy one.
I will bring you the creepy sword.
I mean, these are all these weapons were here together. Maybe something happens if we put them all in one place.
Oh.
Did we forget to check anything in any of the holes?
Just the two tombs in the first one that I checked. The ones with the undead like the sigil against undead. Not really sigil, more like just a marking.
GM, is there a way for us to get into those tombs without breaking that seal?
Negative.
right, so we've got the Archon sword. What were you? Maybe we can just poke it.
With your finger?
No.
Just put the sword on top of it.
Yeah, but the sword just.
You set the sword on top. Nothing happens.
Okay. I like this idea of bringing all of them together. Maybe we each have to hold one and kind of. I don't know. I'm not good with this kind of stuff.
I've never read any stories. I mean, I haven't really focused my reading on the Dawn War, so I don't really have any idea what to do here. If it's an elven story, though, forget about it.
Would I have any useful historical recollection of?
Roll an a history check.
Thank you. 16.
There are. I will say, the first thing that comes to mind are the many times that you have read love stories where one character has called the other my star. Sort of what you imagine at first. As you start to try and recollect anybody famous who called somebody that, you don't really come up with anything.
I think the better question here is maybe should we be disturbing some beloved's tomb?
That's a good point.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like this thing contains any bodies in it, or I mean, not that you would, whatever. It does not look like a tomb.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I rescind my question. I will walk up to it. If we're thinking it's a riddle and you want a protection spell, what do we think about, like, a shield of faith?
That sounds pretty protective. Maybe we've got four like artifacts. Maybe those make up the 4 points of this 4-pointed star. And then we cast Shield of Faith.
Perhaps we could take just a minute. This isn't necromancy, is it? No. I have to check everything. In my jewelry bag, would I have? Could I cast augury?
Sure. Sure. What is
just
the
have a-
specific course of action that you're planning to do?
Ask if we should pursue our current course in investigating the insides of these.
You get wheel.
All right. Well, I feel better about this. I'm going to pick up my sticks again, and I guess I will just walk up and put my hand on the stone. It is a bit cold, isn't it? I really can't wait for summer. And my hand will heat up a bit as I cast Shield of Faith. I realize I don't need to actually touch it, but I want to. We'll see what happens.
Why don't you make a wisdom saving throw?
Would love to. Oh, I would love to. That's 19 plus 23.
Finley. Your vision goes white. You feel a sudden sharp breeze run through your hair. And when you can see again, you're not where you were. You're in another place, another time, perhaps. All around you see what is very clear to you as the aftermath of a long, hard-fought battle. For miles, all you see are the remnants of those who lost, being carefully sorted through by all manner of creatures. Primarily they are humanoid in nature. You specifically do not see any tieflings. You specifically do not see very many halflings. These are mostly elves, dwarves, and humans. They also look a little different, as if maybe you are peering into a time long past. There's a man who is approaching you, but his face, unlike everybody else's, is obscured. For some reason, he has long, dark brown hair, a very charismatic walk, very confident. You see him look over his shoulder, make a perception check.
$19.
You see him look over at his shoulder at a group of people. One of them is quite short, like a halfling size. The other is a human. And then someone who looks a lot like Kiri, almost reminds you of an Eladrin. This man walks towards you, and though you can't see his smile, you can feel it. The warmth of it as he kneels down and pulls something from his chest. It's a ring on a chain. He pulls it off and gazes at it. It's a beautiful ring. It's made of a dark material, and it has a very large center stone that reflects the night sky. He sort of rubs his thumb over it, and then with the other hand begins to make very purposeful movements with his hand, and you watch stone rise up, and he sets it right here, and the stone comes around and grasps it from his hand. He trails his fingers along the edge where you now know there to be inscription. You hear him sort of laugh. The right person will find this. And he walks away. He walks away to the group who is working on burying bodies and sort of taking care of the aftermath of this battle. But this mound still remains where it is. And a moment later, everything begins to fade away like a rain comes and washes it. And when you open your eyes again, no time has passed. In fact, the people you are with don't notice anything strange. It all takes place within a fraction of an instant. And you've returned. Make an insight check.
24.
You get the sense that this was meant to be, was not meant to be opened by a riddle or a spell, but by something powerful. Something like love. And maybe a magical weapon.
She's going to sit down in the closest spot she can to. I don't know if it can be right next to that, but I don't suppose anyone has some sort of like earth-shattering romance or just even love for the ages on them, do they? Something, you know, that echoes through time, perhaps. Why are y'all looking at me like that?
Are you feeling okay?
No, it's fine. I think maybe let's just... I'll try some of these weapons out. What do you think?
Sure.
That's kind of a shift.
I'm just gonna sit here for a minute.
Is Finley in possession of the ring that she saw?
No.
Okay. I'll just kind of stand a few paces in front of you and just like watch you. Keep an eye on you.
You might notice her hand shaking.
Can I take it? Your hand.
Yes, although she'd be surprised.
You're cold.
I don't know how to tell you this. It's sort of snowy out.
It's kind of cold in the hole, though. Should probably get you out of here then, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to, maybe get in there if we could.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Oh, forget it.
Wait, get in the mound?
She'll give your hands a squeeze, Devereaux. And she's going to stand up. I think she probably would have left a lot of things up, out of the hole. Who's down there with her? Echo and Devereaux? Okay, that seems a bit rude. She will grab that awful black sword and just give it a crack on the stone.
What are you thinking about?
She doesn't know if she's got anything on that level. And she doesn't know what sort of... It was sort of she thinks it was an all-encompassing sort of love that she saw, that sort of covered a vast spectrum. And she thinks hers is probably a bit more simple in comparison. But she's going to hold on to that. And
What is she holding on to?
she's holding on to Zytharia and everything that Zytharia means to her. And so she'll be picturing everyone's favorite tiefling in her mind as she brings the sword crashing down.
It was as if the mound was made of ice and your blade some sort of hot strike. The stone falls away like water, leaving at the very top of this mound a ring. A beautiful ring. Made of dark material, embedded with beautiful sapphires and purple amethysts. But the very center you see is a square stone. And in it you can almost see your reflection. Do you pick it up?
Oh, absolutely.
On the back, it says, "My eternal love, Ray." R-A-Y. Oh, R-A-E. And you have your item.
Well,
How did you know what to do? What did you do?
so, I sort of saw something when I touched that stone. I don't know who they were. But one of them was the sealer of the stone, I suppose. And it just... It was a lot to see. She'll describe the scene a bit. I don't know. It just... Sometimes you feel a calling, you know. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Everyone's sort of different, but... Maybe we should move on. I've got some things to think about. Are you going back to the other tombs?
I look at Endeavor. What do you think?
I look from the ring to Finley's face to Echo, and then up out of the hole. I think we've been out here long enough.
Let's go back.
Yeah, let's go.
It's been a day.
Finley, on the way back, would you like to identify any of these items?
Yes, I absolutely would, if I can do that on the road.
Sure. Well, the spear with a casting of Identify you find is called Wind Vein. It is an elemental weapon, as is Tinder Strike, which is the dagger, the warm dagger. The bow is an oath bow, which is of an elvish design. And the blade is an Archon blade. It is of celestial origin. Finally, the ring is a ring of shooting stars.
I will relay all the relevant details about what I identify.
Well, now comes the part where we decide what we want to bring forward. Does anyone... I'd be okay if any of you wanted to keep with any of these. No one needs to know.
Well, I'd like to keep the ring for sure.
As far as I'm concerned, that ring is yours now.
You've always had it. Well, I mean, I don't want anyone to think I'm greedy, but you did say this bow made me look intimidating.
Oh, yeah. Kiri?
I take a look at the sword that was dug up. Turn, take a look at the one I'm currently carrying. Probably repeat that process. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Maybe we
No.
could sleep on it.
I think so too.
It may sound silly, but I felt particularly drawn to pulling that sword out of the ground.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's important.
They all seem like items that bear a little more thought than just immediately turning over.
Yeah. I agree.
Gesundheit.
Um, I think it's smart if we rest it up a little bit first. Got to try and understand and really think about what we want to do with these. Because I didn't expect to see things so powerful, so embedded in history.
Finley's going to be very quiet on the ride back.
Echo's going to be asked to handle Tinder Strike and just kind of toss it around in his hands, really feel the weight of it, consider whether or not this is worth letting go.
Which one are you considering worth letting go?
The Tinder Strike, the warm handled
Gotcha.
dagger.
To quickly clarify, on our way out, I would have collected the 2 horses and
Definitely. Of course.
leading them out as well.
Kiri,
Yes?
if I can, I wanted to ask. You took a really hard hit. Are you okay?
Yeah,
I went down
I
pretty
could
much
def-
immediately
definitely-
afterwards, so I don't know how
yeah,
you're doing.
well, I could definitely go for a rest, but I think I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an experience, but I guess it happens.
What happens?
Oh, I didn't really survive that hit. I mean, Finley brought me back, but
Oh. I didn't realize I went down pretty much right after you, but I don't think I don't think I died.
if you would have experienced anything like I did, then I think you would know. So probably fine, I think.
They're right.
I'm sorry, Finley. What did you say? Alex didn't catch that.
Oh, I said they're right.
Oh, okay.
Talking about Kiri.
But so for now, I guess.
I just wanted to check in. When I came to, the mood really shifted.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate it.
It's noon when you make it back to Hanleith. You spent all morning out here between the fight, scavenging. And you realize your bellies are empty. Kira, you find a stable for those horses. What would the rest of you like to do?
I'd like to just store what we found in someone's room. And once that is done, try and find a time when I can meet up with my contact.
Okay.
Whether that's immediately or later in the day or towards the nighttime.
She's not. As you make your way to the tavern, you notice she is not at work. So you imagine maybe she's at her house.
Okay.
You may go find her if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll. After dropping everything off, I'll mention to everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go do a little bit of an explore. Not sure I want to sit down just yet. If that's okay with everyone. And I will.
Good clearing of your head, Echo.
Just don't forget to eat.
Yeah. I'll make sure. And I'll on Becca's door.
She answers, fully dressed in sort of like what you would expect her to go to work in. She gives you a bright smile. Ah, Echo.
Hi.
Come in.
Oh, sure, yes. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Not at all. Come on.
Okay. Should be quick. We went to the ruins.
How did that go?
It could have gone, honestly, it could have gone better. But we ran into some trouble.
I see.
And I will pull out the missing persons reports.
She begins to leaf through them. What is this?
There was necromancer up there. Was there for a few days, I think. And found this in his study. 10 missing persons reports. Do you recognize any of these names?
She kind of leaves through the pages, sort of crinkling as she does. She comes to one and this one. It's one of the ones you hadn't recognized.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my contacts in Wolfcrest.
In Wolfcrest. And I will point out all the other ones that I know. Silence. 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 Someone's hunting us.
This someone, are they still alive?
No. We dispatched, burned the body. But I think there might be a little bit more to it. We have his journal. I haven't been able to read it, look at it, but just in case it doesn't end here. Can you get a message out?
Of course.
Okay.
Anything you wanted to say in particular?
If someone really is hunting, I mean, you're always on your toes, but be extra careful.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Where did you got these missing people report, but what did this mean? Do you know where?
There was a wagon up there, and we burned the bodies, but I think those bodies were these people.
Oh. Wait a second. She flips through and... I think I recognize some of these names now. Did you ID any of the bodies?
We were too hasty.
I see.
So unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But they were relatively fresh. Not compared to the skeletons, but
Did you find the artifacts?
we found a artifact.
Okay.
I'll bring it by later.
Alright. It's surprising I heard there could be anywhere from 5 to 10. Perhaps it was already picked clean. Make a deception check.
Okay. For my okay. 29.
That's a shame. Very well. Come by later if you'd like. I'm off at 2 a.m.
I'll make sure to do that. Seriously, please get the message out.
I will. Was there anything else you could tell me about this man?
I'll describe everything I know about the necromancer, because Kappa doesn't remember, but I'm sure Echo does.
As you start to describe, she actually sits down and begins to sketch out what you're describing.
Oh, cool.
Seems as if she's a bit of a sketch artist.
Great. And I'll also mention the headpiece.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I have to get to work, so...
I'll walk you there. It's right over there.
Alright.
I'm a bit famished myself. I should eat, but this was too important to not let you know.
Thank you. She'll head out, lock the door behind her, and head over. Finley, Kiri, and Deborah, what are you doing in the meantime?
I would like to have a conversation with Finley.
I think, could we go somewhere less public?
Yeah, sure. I suppose we both have rooms.
Sure, I'd like to divest myself of this stuff anyway, I suppose.
Yeah, sure. I was just gonna say, I guess I'd go to somebody's room, whoever's it is. I guess it doesn't really matter to a large extent.
Sure. Finley's got
Finley
an
would-
answer.
She'd prefer her room.
Okay, then we will go there.
Set down her bags and things and sort of idly start putting things away. Well, I have something to say to you, but what did you want to say?
Oh, I just wanted to thank you for what happened back there. I saw something on that weird interstitial space, but
Alex, can you turn your volume up a little bit? Sorry.
turn it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Many people do.
But I'm still wanted here on this side of things. So, I guess thank you for allowing me to continue what
Devereaux
I
seemed
suppose.
pretty pleased to have you back.
I will certainly never complain to spend more time with Devereaux. I'm glad to have more time in their company as well.
I, of course, was happy to do it. Sometimes we have these little reminders, I suppose. Not everyone sees the same thing, you know. Some people see people, some people see memories, places. I suppose some people even have, I don't know, premonitions. I'm not very good at, I mean, I suppose you don't need me as like a cleric. I don't suppose we worship the same gods. But as someone who's been where you are, some people have this experience and they get up and it's like it was an unexpected nap and they just go on about their days. It doesn't really affect them. Some people take it as a bit of a reminder to slow down and maybe think about their actions or change their lives or whatever. Some people, it stays with them more. And I just want you to know that if you have any questions, sometimes just talking things through, we come up with our own best answers. I'm not going to pretend that I have any of my own, really. You know, you spend the better part of your life trying to tamp down certain feelings and memories, and in one feckin' day, you just realize how shallow of a grave it was. I'm here if you need me, Kiri. And I'm glad that I could have been of some use. Unless you want to talk about it more right now, I think I'm going to try and tamp it all down yet again, and maybe get a drink and a good meal. So, yeah, I've got some thinking to do. I'm glad you stayed for what it's worth.
We can't hear you, Alex.
Fucking muted. Well, if we continue traveling, I would certainly be grateful to have you around, Finley, so mutual, I suppose.
Well, unless you'd like to have a bit of fun first, we could go down for lunch. She's going to hold up her dice bag out of her pack.
I'm sorry, what?
Just, you know, something to distract.
Sure, why not?
She will set up dice. I don't know how to play dice. That was perhaps not my best choice.
Yeah, it's fine.
Y'all figure it out. Who wins?
Roll for it.
I was just
D20?
gonna say probably Finley, but
Roll a d20 and see who gets higher.
I was gonna say she's a mess, so 17.
12.
Finley does win. Devereaux. Sweet Bean, what are you doing?
I'm going to get food to go to my room. and I'm going to read Tovar's diary. In between eating, I don't know, chicken nuggets or whatever.
Tovar is an interesting fella. You get the sense that he was a bit deranged. From the very beginning, he writes about how great necromancy is, how powerful it is, and how most people don't understand it. He writes about how necromancy isn't actually bad. You're not actually transforming souls. He writes about feeling as though he was born into the wrong family, that his soul actually descended from something much more regal, royal even. He considers himself an heir to the Massier family. He felt a special kinship towards Zandaria Massier. Specifically, how prolific she was before she sullied herself into marrying into that line. Which is an interesting contradiction since he considers himself one of them, but only when it comes to her. He writes about how beautiful she was and how no one ever really talks about what became of her. But as soon as her husband Quan Mal died, she vanished. There is a tomb for her, but he, in his research, has spent a great deal of time in the capital and has never found a single record of her burial. So he imagines that she must be out there somewhere. He touches on roughly the love story between Quan Mal and Zandaria, which you would know is quite a tale. It's very, very well written about how Quan Mal won her affection and gave her a seat at the table, and they ruled an equal partnership, and they adored one another, and everyone around knew that they would die for one another. He doesn't talk about that as much. It talks about, there's some pages about the art of necromancy and how he's learning and where he finds forbidden resources, specifically where he gets involved with a group of people called the Silence. He joins for power, for knowledge, to worship the Whispered One, Vecna. How he struggles to get past the entry-level thieves and spies of the Silence to get to the real heart of the organization. But he is sure he will find a heart that worships the King of Lies, the Prince of Secrets. He talks about reaching that pinnacle and offering his left eye for more power, for knowledge, hidden knowledge. As you continue to read, you see that he upset the Silence a great deal. He didn't play nice with the political ladder. And as a result, they exiled him. Calling him deranged, even by their standards, which in his idea, his head is laughable, since anybody who joins the Silence must be deranged in some way. From here is where you see him start to spiral. the silence, you see he learns about an exarch of Vecna, the Mad Lich King, and the work that the Mad Lich King is doing to take down the gods, one by one, turn them into an undead army of his own volition, that worships only one, answers to only one, Vecna. To do this, he will create the largest undead army that has ever been seen in the history of Sanmaria. And when he does so, he will march on the capital. He will march on the Empire, demand that they release Queen Zandaria from wherever hellhole they're keeping her, so he can be reunited with her. That's what you read.
Ooh. Oh boy. As I'm reading, how noisy do you think you two would be playing dice the next room over?
That's a good question. Not quiet, probably.
On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 4.
Yeah, like it would have been louder than our previous conversation just because
Okay. I'm just trying to gauge if
it's not
if-
rowdy.
Okay.
I can't
Okay.
imagine.
No wall banging and hey, I'm trying to read in here is necessary. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm just gonna close that storybook and put it on the nightstand. I don't know if anyone else will be interested in reading this, but I will certainly offer later. Well, you know what? I will, after I'm done, I will take the book and I will go next door and knock on Finley's door and see if they are still there with Kiri or not. And if not, I'll go back down to the dining room.
I feel like we probably would be done by then, just because if you're reading a whole journal.
Whole ass thing, yeah.
Yeah. I would say on the way down, I'm surprised. Kiri, usually when I say stupid things to break the tension, nobody takes me up on it.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a day. Even so, I had fun.
Thank you, so did I. Find a table and wait for... Unless Echo's... I don't know how long that conversation took. Unless Echo's already back.
At this point, you see Echo walk in the door. Back at his side.
As I walk in, I'm going to order food.
Okay. You, Becca's able to take your order. And, all four of you are downstairs at this point. You okay, Alex? I need, So, okay. Sorry, there's something coming up. You all are able to get some food, some nice stew to warm your fingers, and take a load off with some ale. Maybe about an hour or two in. Who's got the highest passive?
I think it's me. I
With a
think I
16?
have a 16.
Okay. Maybe about an hour and a half in. I know what would happen. Someone enters the tavern. He's a young man, maybe in his late teens, young adult, and he swings open the tavern door. He's like, "The tavern's on fire! Don't y'all smell that? The upstairs is all on fire!"
Do we smell that?
Rushing up.
As you rush up, there's a door that sort of, at the top of the stairs, you open to enter, and it is locked.
I would like to smash.
Smash? Make a strength check. What are you smashing it with?
My warhammer.
Okay.
That's 17, 21.
21.
Just straight strength, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's enough to, as soon as your warhammer goes through, a plume of smoke comes billowing out through this hole you've made.
Ooh, I come bounding up the stairs behind you. Hold on, I've got this. And I gust to force the smoke down the hallway.
It does something for a moment, but not for long. It comes billowing back out as if there is a massive flame going on up here. Y'all start to hear. Go ahead.
Where it's coming from?
Not from this. Well, I would say at this point you can do another hit to smash down the door if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. You smash down door, it comes off of its hinges. People behind you are screaming and like sort of rushing to exit. Becca has not left. She is sort of standing by to see what's going on. Door comes swinging off of its hinges. Smoke comes billowing out. And you feel heat. A lot of heat.
Is this where we were? Where we had stashed the stuff?
Yes.
Well,
I'm running in.
Okay.
I'm running in. I'm grabbing whatever.
As you run in, you rush down this hallway, which is covered in smoke. You see some of the doors are open to the other rooms, and there is fire within them. It seems as though, make a quick intelligence check.
as he runs by me, can I just reach out and grab him and cast guidance?
Sure, of course. You can add a d4 to this.
Okay. Can I use an advantage?
Of course.
Okay.
You don't have to ask.
Okay, that's better. That is 14.
It looks as though each room you were passing with the doors open has been individually lit on fire. Or a fire burns from within each of them.
Okay. I'm going into the room where we stashed the
You get to your room and you reach for the handle and it is on fire. You're actually going to take, it's burning hot. You're going to take 4 points of fire damage as it sears into your skin. Actually, you're resistant to 2 points of fire.
Oh, sweet. That's right.
If you'll scoot over, I'll just smash this one too if you want.
Okay.
Kiri and Deborah, what are you two doing?
I would
Following
like
behind.
to.
What'd you
I
say?
would like to help get people out.
Yeah. Are you helping get? Are you looking to see if there's anybody upstairs or if there's?
Initially, I would be helping to get everybody like downstairs, just like get them all going
Out,
to
okay.
the same place, and
Yeah.
you know, and then at some point I would turn my attention to upstairs, see if there's anyone to help get out of there.
Okay, make a perception check or an investigation check, whichever one's higher for you.
Oh, it's gonna be perception. Oh, that's not bad. 16 plus 4 for 20.
Okay, you begin to. There are actually 2 floors to the. There's 1 floor of tavern, another floor of rooms where y'all are on, and a 3rd floor. And so you begin to scour the 2nd floor for rooms. However, with that perception check, you hear that there are voices upstairs that are coughing. And as you go to open the door to the 2nd floor, this was not built for fire code, y'all. Just putting that out there. It burns to the touch.
Sure. Can I attempt to just bust it down?
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll against it.
All right. Oh, cool. Natural 20 plus 7 for 27.
What does it look like as you smash this door down?
I believe I still have my Warhammer
Yeah.
on me in that I have never gotten rid of it. And now is the perfect time. So I've got my sword on my hip and my Warhammer on back. I basically just take it out and with sort of one swing come through and just sort of smash the door
Yeah.
probably pretty much in half to the point where it's like you just
Yeah.
push through it.
Yeah, definitely. As you get upstairs, you hear coughing and you hear doors rattling as people are trying to escape. But you see several doors have the handles have been melted and they can't open.
Okay. Then I would just get to work on trying to bring down as many doors as I can.
Okay, Devereaux, what are you doing?
I turn to the other 2. Can you get everything out? I'm gonna go help Kiri, and I'll rush upstairs too because
Yeah.
that seems appropriate.
Yeah.
And just kind of like pushing my way through the smoke,
Yeah.
or it lies. God, crap. No, smoke rises.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. I'm just calling for Kiri. Kiri.
Kiri
where are
is
you?
busting down doors. Kiri, make another attack roll on the next door.
19 plus 7 for 26.
Okay, yeah. You bust down another door, and a small gnomish, a gnomish couple comes running out, coughing. You can see as you look inside this room. The room itself is not on fire, but the 2 rooms, each room adjacent to it, have been lit essentially, or are on fire. It seems as though you're getting the sense that open rooms were broken into and lit, and then the ones that
Okay.
were occupied were like closed.
Okay, sure. If that's the case, would I be able to tell which rooms are on fire and which rooms aren't? Because
Yes.
in that case, I would like to focus on the rooms where I would suspect people to be.
Yes, the rooms that you suspect people to be in are the ones where the handles have been melted.
Okay, sure. Then I will turn my attention to those.
Okay. Back to Finley and Eva. You have the doors to your room. Your rooms are locked. Would you like to smash them down?
What is a lock to a Warhammer?
Exactly. Make an attack roll.
Eight.
8. For an attack roll?
No, I'm sorry. 11.
Yeah. So it's gonna take you another hit. You get into the door hammer, or the door, and the hammer gets stuck a little. You have to pry it back out. You can roll again if you'd like.
I was gonna say I would like to pry.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Yeah, that'll do it. You bust open, and this is your room or Finley's room? Your room or Echo's room?
I stopped at my room.
Okay, so this is Echo's
Echo
room.
doesn't have a room.
That's right. No, yeah, I don't.
So whose
We
room?
would've-
Whose room
We
did
would
you
have
stash?
stashed stuff in Devereaux and Kiri's, I think.
Okay, so that's the room that you're in.
Okay.
As you smash the door open, you notice that the bed is on fire, and none of the artifacts are still there.
That was a really good music sync.
There is, however, still the books.
Grabbing the books and just looking at Finley, just
We'll deal with it later. Let's just get what we can, get people out.
okay. I think I heard. Would I have heard like panic from upstairs?
You might have, yeah, at this point, and you would notice Kiri and Devereaux having gone upstairs. Kiri and Devereaux, at this point, you have broken into another room and let out this this half-elf, elderly half-elf man who is quite grateful. There are 3 more rooms.
Before we leave this room, is there anything that looks irreplaceable to Devereaux or Kiri?
Their things, their belongings, maybe a bag or 2.
Grabbing as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'll just, if they are upstairs, I'll start working down.
What about your room, Finley?
Yeah, oh no, I'm getting my book. Are you kidding? I'll do that one first.
You'll go stop, but your room is also on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, it's next to theirs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is there nothing else? No one else on the 2nd floor?
There doesn't seem to be anybody around on the 2nd floor.
Oh, perfect. Then yeah, absolutely my room and then upstairs.
Definitely, yeah. Makes a attack roll against your door.
I'm
15.
gonna bring as much as I can downstairs and then
Okay.
come back up.
Okay. 15. Yeah, you were able to bust through your locked door, and as soon as you do, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not good at dexterity saving throws.
I know, sweetheart.
I'm going to use an advantage because I remember I have those.
Yes, you do. You have 1 left now. And an auto crit from Mindy.
That is a, that's going to be a natural 1.
With
No,
an
no,
advantage?
no, advantage. Thank God. It's a 3.
As soon as you hit the door, there's an explosion of fire and flame as you are thrown backwards. You hit the wall behind you, and you feel your consciousness fade out for a second as you hit your head very hard. You are gonna take 15 points of fire damage and an additional 8 points of bludgeoning damage to the back of the head. As there's nothing left of your room. It appears to have been the source. Or perhaps one of the starting places. It is much more far gone than anything else. And that, my friends, is where we are going to end today's session.
Oh. Oh. Graham.
Graham loves us. Graham pays for art. Okay, let's go ahead and sign off. Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kappa, or Christian. You can find me on Twitter, at the Kappa Chris, where I just, nerd out all over Twitter. You can find me on this channel during this show, starting at, I'm gonna go with Pacific time because that's where I'm from. We start so today, Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, and Saturdays at 5:30 Pacific, where I play Verve, the risk-taking Jack who touches the ding-dang sky in the Numenera game with our lovely GM Alex. I'm also going to be part of the Roads Uncharted podcast season 2. We're going to start recording soon, and so look out for those announcements. And I'm also in a bunch of other projects with most notably a Star Wars themed D&D 5e game. Most Wednesday nights. We are currently on hiatus. Once I get our new schedule, I will start plugging that as well. But that's me. I had a lot of fun today. Do I do favorite parts?
Yeah, favorite part.
Favorite part? I really enjoyed the sort of the downtime, like after we all sort of came back from the adventure. I love the interaction between Kiri and Finley, kind of as a good follow-up to what had happened at the last episode. I'd really like to. I like that a little bit more of that resolution, even though it didn't really. I mean, it left room for more growth beyond. Love that Deborah was reading the book. The all the little tasty bits of lore and information, and being able to collaborate with again with Camille on sort of what is Echo up to with Becca.
Thank you, Kappa. Eva?
Hello, my name is Eva. You can find me on my own channel, streaming erratically at Eva Serrate. I'm on Twitter at the Eva Serrate, which bothers me to no end. You can find me here now, obviously playing Finley. Monday, October 19th, on my channel, a bunch of us will be playing 10 Candles. Playing, I think, is a stressful word. We'll be experiencing 10 Candles. And yeah, I'll be in one of the Extra Life shows. So, my favorite part, so much. I think what Finley saw, the echoes of the Dawn War.
Thank you, Eva. Devereaux, aka Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, and today I play Devereaux Thistlebrook, who is a totally ordinary halfling, 100%. When I'm not playing Sunday stream here on Open for Adventure, I can be found as a voice in the podcast Roads Uncharted, which Kappa already mentioned. And Kappa, don't you lie to our viewers. You did a recording yesterday, don't you, even?
No.
No, it's not true. But yeah, we're gearing up for season 2 here soon, so definitely exciting. I also stream on my own Twitch channel on Wednesdays and Fridays and every other Saturday morning. You can find me on Twitter at Thorny Dryad. That's like a prickly bush. And you can check out my schedule there. I also stream at the same name on Twitch. So my favorite part of today was Juicy Skeletons, and probably when Finley carved through that impossible stone slab like butter, because we spent so long belaboring over how the fudge to get through it, and it was just like, yep, that really took the wind out of my sails in a good way. In a good way.
Oh no. And last but not least, Alex.
Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Alex. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlCure. When I'm not doing this, I'm suffering through college. And when I'm not doing this or suffering through college, I run a Numenera game right here on this very channel. Saturday nights at 8:30 Eastern. I think that's the right time. Don't ask me. I only run the game. Yeah. That's really what I've got going on. Is this a Numenera? Numenera features some of the lovely people you see on screen before you, like Kappa, and I'm pretty out, and I see Mare in chat, so some of the lovely people you see before you in chat, like Mare. And yeah, that's all I'm working on at the moment. Favorite part of the session had to be Finley's proposition after after that conversation. I did not know what to say. That I'm like, Alex was just it was just
disarmed.
So good. I loved that so much. Yeah, easily my favorite part of the session.
And I'm Camille. I'm the host and Dungeon Master for Sunday Friends, aka or Sunday Stream, also now known as Death Keepers. You can find me on Twitter at Camille Does D&D. You can also find the channel at Open the Number 4 Adventure. Give us a follow here. Give us a follow there. Give us a follow everywhere. Oh my God! Please, somebody kick me off this channel. Yeah, that's about all I got. My favorite part of today's session. Alex stole it a little bit. Eva's propositioning. I loved watching Devereaux try and solve that problem. That was a lot of clever ideas. A lot of Ren using science to try and hack this problem. So I really liked that. You can find us same time, same place next week. We will return to find out what is going on with this burning tavern. Join our Discord, give us a follow. We'll see you around. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Bye, y'all.
Oh, baby, I.
I forgot Worm Fuzzies!
Oh no!
Oh no! Our Worm Fuzzies are Bel Chavez!
Woo!
Chavez!
And Andrew Fellowship of the Tables Babe Gifts!
Babe Goose, Wikimancer.
Seb!
This is a soup!
Christina!
Christina.
Rick O!
Rick O.
Gimmer Loves!
Gary Lives with a 1 and 3.
PJ!
PJ.
And Deborah!
Deborah.
Thank y'all for being awesome people. We love you. Okay, now we're really gonna go. Okay. Bye.
Deborah.